We'll begin the third question with Tom Gallagher. And the question is, would you support making the Highway 24 I-25 interchange the City of Colorado Springs' #1 transportation priority at the Pikes Peak Area Council of Governments?
Of course I will. I have to drive through there all the time anyway. It's one of the flaws that I had with the EA process with I-25 is that they carved that intersection out of it and said, well, no, that we can't do that. And government can't continue to ignore inconvenient truths. The fact of the matter is we should have addressed that intersection 20 years ago. Okay, we can't afford to delay any longer. It's the gateway to the west side, it's the gateway to the downtown. It just needs to be fixed.
Brian Barr.
You know, I don't know if this will be #1 priority, but it will be a top priority in my administration because it is the gateway to downtown, and it is the gateway to this west side to go to Garden of the Gods or Manitou Springs. We need to fix this overpass. And as you look at my bold vision for making Colorado Springs a world-class city, part of that vision is to make sure we prioritize our funds on not just public safety, but also infrastructure. And that way we have the best infrastructure that we can have in our city so that traffic's moving. We don't have the congestion. We don't have the potholes that you have to swerve to miss. And we don't have weeds 4 and 5 feet high in the middle of the medians. We have to do that if we're going to get our economy back on track. We have to prioritize our funding on the basics.
Richard Scorman.
I do, and I did. Actually, as chair of the board of the Pikes Peak Area Council of Governments, I thought that was our #1 priority because it's not only the gateway to where you live, but it's a gateway to a huge economic driver here, and that's outdoor sports, recreation. Manitou Springs, which has become the new Breckenridge. People go there instead of driving on I-70, and it's a critical part of our whole economy. Now, can we do it? I'm not sure. It's very expensive. We can do parts of it, and that's what they're talking about at PPACG, is to get started on it. But it was always put off to the side because it was one of the most expensive intersections that we had to deal with. But I think it should absolutely be a priority, and its time has come probably about 10 years ago.
Buddy Gilmore.
Oh gosh, you know, you heard me already mention this intersection one time when I talked about the PPRTA, so it's obviously at the forefront of my mind. We've, as a city, we've spent a lot of time thinking about how we get north to south. We haven't spent very much time talking about how we get east to west, especially from the core out to the west side of the city. It's a high priority for me. I think it would probably be in the top 2 or 3, but certainly we've got a lot of problems we need to solve in the city, but we've got to open up that intersection so that folks can flow back and forth into our historic areas. Thank you.
Mitch Christensen.
In case you're wondering why I keep putting that oxygen on and off, I'm getting done with getting over pneumonia, so that's not dying, so don't worry about that. Just Cimarron, or the exit at 24 there, it is an important issue, but there's a more important issue that I think the people of the west side over here are more concerned with. And that's the no man's land down here with the highway, or with 30th Street, where we got the state that owns the roadway, the county on one side, and the city on the other side. That needs to be the #1 priority, with the interchange coming right after that.
Phil McDonald.
Have you noticed I had my chair leg on his oxygen? No, ain't nobody's volunteering to do mouth to mouth. You know, commuter time in the morning, you think, what in the world's going on? Is there a traffic accident? What's going on? So between Cimarron and 8th Street, coming into town, into downtown area, that's the congestion. We need to clean that up. We need to clear it up. What a grand opportunity to show what pride we have in our community. Not only does that intersection need improved, let's also glorify it. with landscaping and rocks and large ponderosa trees, aspen trees, maybe some sculpture, maybe some art, some local art. What a grand opportunity we have to show pride. As commuters come, travelers come into our community from the south, coming up from I-25 or south from Denver. What a grand opportunity. Thank you.
Dave Munger.
Excuse me. I'm not getting pneumonia, I'm just recovering from a cough. This intersection is a major priority for the city, but there's another priority that I think we've got to address as well. And that is that we've got to find a way to fix our transit system. One of the things that you need in this part of the city is a way to bring tourists here, a way to bring other people here that doesn't require single passenger automobiles or that sort of transportation. We need to find an affordable way to bring people in and out of your part of the city. It doesn't contribute to congestion, that is an appropriate way to celebrate the city, that helps to encourage the tourist experience and the shopping experience that you're looking for here. That's one of the things I'd focus on as well.
Kenneth Duncan.
I think it goes without saying that it's a very important intersection. It's been mentioned here by everybody so far pretty much. It's east-west, it's north-south. It's something that should have been done already. And I'd like you to consider that every year that we put it off, it's going to get more expensive to fix it. Every year, it's just going to go up and up and up. So while I understand this is the own community forum and that your issues here on the west side are very important to us all, I am again all about what is best for our entire city. And it doesn't mean we're going to ignore this no man's land that's been brought up. It just means that this is huge. And so the question is, should it be a priority? My opinion is yes, it should be a priority. Thank you very much.
Now we'll go to the yes/no portion of this program. The following two questions require either a yes or no answer. If you would please, and we'll start with Brian Barr. First question is, do you support collective bargaining for city employees?
I would not support binding arbitration for city employees.
Richard Scorman?
Maybe.
Buddy Gilmore?
Think Wisconsin, no.
Mitch Christensen?
Adamantly, no.
Phil McDonald?
No.
As the mic wends its way to Dave Munger.
I'm going to beg the moderator's pardon. I think this is a misleading question. Changing this requires a change in the city's charter. Having said that, yes.
No.
No.
Okay, and the final yes/no question will begin with Richard Scorman. Would you attempt to repeal or modify the City of Colorado Springs unique Tabor legislation?
Absolutely.
Buddy Gilmore?
Modify.
Mitch Christensen?
No.
Phil McDonald?
No.
Dave Munger?
Modify. Yes.
Modify.
Brian Barr?
Common sense modification.